All right, continuing on with something interesting in Genesis. We are on chapter 12, and this is basically after Abram's father, Terah, died. We now have the Lord saying to Abraham, "Get thee out of the country, from thy kindred, and from thy father's house, unto the land I will shew thee, and I will make of thee a great nation. I will bless thee and make thy name great, and thou shalt be a blessing. I will bless them that bless thee, and curse him that curseth thee, and in thee shall all families of the earth be blessed." So we'll come back to that maybe in another video, but basically anybody that comes against Abraham until he has a child is going to be either cursed or destroyed with plagues, all kinds of stuff, because Abram is to go to the promised land. He's supposed to have a child there in the promised land. So this is why we see people being affected when they're around Abram, especially when we talk about who's this guy? I forget what this guy's name. One of the pharaohs. Basically, he wants to take Sarai as his wife, who was barren at the time. Get into that. So Abram enters Canaan. Abram departed as the Lord had spoken unto him. Lot went with him. Abram was 75 years old when he departed out of Haran, and Abram took his wife and Lot, his brother's son, and all their substance that they had gotten in Haran, and they went forth into the land of Canaan, and into the land of Canaan they came. Abram passed through the land, place of Shechem, unto the plain of Morah, and the Canaanite was then in the land. And the Lord appeared unto Abram and said, "Unto thy seed I will give this land." And there builded he an altar unto the Lord, who appeared unto him. And he removed from thence unto a mountain in the east of Bethel, and pitched his tent, having Bethel on the west and Hai on the east, Hai, which is interesting, because this place used to be called Ai, but it is now changed to Hai, or Haii in the Geneva Bible. But basically, it's just a pile of heap. The city was never rebuilt again. And there he built an altar unto the Lord. So basically, in between these two towns, in between Bethel and Ai, if you will, called upon the name of the Lord. This could have been in frustration because he's not sure where to go or what to do. It's possible. He's in a foreign land, and it could be intimidating because there were giants in that land as well. And there was a famine in the land, probably because of all the corruption going on around him. So Abram went down into Egypt to sojourn there, for the famine was grievous in the land. And it came to pass, when he was come near to enter into Egypt, that he said unto Sarai his wife, "Behold now, I know that thou art a fair woman to look upon. Therefore it shall come to pass, when the Egyptians shall see thee, that they shall say, This is his wife. They will kill me, but they will save thee alive." Some people wonder about that. One thing I thought about is perhaps because he is a wife, or she is Abram's wife, there's a good chance that she can have children, and maybe Egypt was having problems having children because of all the corruption, and they saw that this woman was beautiful, and perhaps they can have good children from this woman. So Abram came up with the plan, which was wrong. He said, "Say, I pray thee, thou art my sister, that it may be well with me for thy sake." So he was in error when he did this. "And my soul shall live because of thee." And it came to pass that when Abram was coming to Egypt, the Egyptians beheld the woman, that she was very fair, and the princes also of Pharaoh saw her, and commended her before Pharaoh. And the woman was taken into Pharaoh's house. And he entreated Abram well for her sake. Excuse me. And he had sheep, oxen, and he-asses, and men servants, maidservants, and she-asses, and camels. And then the Lord plagued Pharaoh and his house with great plagues because of Sarai, Abram's wife. So Pharaoh looks like he was like a godly man, feared God, and Abram was totally wrong in his thinking that these guys would take his wife for whatever reason. Pharaoh called Abram and said, "What is this that thou hast done? Why didst thou tell me that she was thy wife? Why saidst thou, she is my sister, so I might have taken her to be my wife? Now therefore, behold, take thy wife. Take her and go thy way." Pharaoh commanded his men concerning him, and they sent him away and his wife and all that he had. And Abram didn't even get a chance to tell his side of the story like he does a little bit later. I think it was actually his son Isaac that does the same thing down the road. Very interesting. Yeah, Abram was just in fear. He didn't want he didn't want to be killed, basically at the expense of his wife, which is what it looks like. You can interpret that a different way if you want, but that's basically Abram making a mistake here, and we see that he makes a couple of errors down the road. Anyways, hope you got something out of this. We'll dive into chapter 13 in another video, perhaps another day. Hope you're having a great day, and thanks for watching, and I'll see you in another video. Bye for now. Don't forget to subscribe, and feel free to leave a comment if you like this kind of thing. Bye for now.